Welcome to this video on quadratic equations and solving those equations when we've got monic trinomials. Okay, so first of all, what is a monic trinomial? Now, our general form of a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0. A monic, like anything that has a prefix mono, so mono meaning 1. We've got a is equal to 1, so the coefficient of x squared is equal to 1. Like this one here, we've got a 1x squared, take away 4x, take away 5 is equal to 0. Now, when we were looking at factorization of trinomials, monic trinomials, we had a method where we had our two sets of brackets and we looked at this particular term and the coefficient of x. So the -5 is the product. We need two numbers that multiply together to get -5. So this is the product. This guy here is the sum. So -4 is the sum. Those two numbers that we're trying to figure out, they need to add up to -4. I think it's easiest to look at the product to begin with. So how can we multiply two numbers to get a 5? Now when we have prime numbers, like 5, it's quite easy. So we have a 1 and a 5. But sometimes we have to look at the positive or negative cases. Now, for us to have a product of -5, either the 1 is negative or the 5 is negative. But we need to make sure that one particular one is negative so that when we add those two together, we end up getting a sum of -4. So that means that the 5 has to be negative. So when we do 1 plus a -5, that is equal to -4. So 1 and -5 are our two numbers. 1 and -5. So put them in those two brackets. Now it doesn't matter which one we have in the brackets first. So we could have an x minus 5 and then an x plus 1. But in this case I've got an x plus 1 and an x minus 5. If you did expand that out, so x times x, x times -5, and then the 1 times x, 1 times -5, you will end up getting the original statement. You do, when you expand this out, you get 4 terms, but 2 of the terms simplify and you get the middle term. So linear factors, we have x plus 1 is equal to 0, or x minus 5 is equal to 0. That 1 over to the other side becomes a -1. This -5 to the other side becomes a +5. So we end up getting a -1 or a +5. And here are our two solutions, -1 or +5. As a quick verification, substitute both of those numbers into the original quadratic equation to make sure that they work. Okay, pause the video, have a go at this particular quadratic equation in terms of y, and see how you went. Okay, so we need two numbers that multiply to get 2 and add to give a +3. So just make sure that both of these are positive in your mind. So those two numbers will be +1 and +2. Put those into the brackets. So we end up getting y plus 2 is equal to 0 or y plus 1 is equal to 0. This over to the other side becomes a -2. This becomes a -1. So we end up getting y is equal to -2 or -1. How did you go? Okay, pause the video, solve both of these two quadratics and see how you went. Okay. Question 3, you end up getting p is equal to -12 or +3. And question 4, you get y is equal to -4 or +20. Okay, thanks for watching this video on quadratic equations, and in particular monic trinomials. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. So thanks for watching.